Like you see here, I had taken the things as the concept. You could see the pictorial representation where the subset of that will come as cars, animals, and then birds. Um, the thing that belongs to that concept where the classification will be boolean value, that is called 1. If doesn't belongs to that, the boolean value will be 0. Anything the classification label, you could see that the table below that. So enjoy sport is your classification label, enjoy sport, where you could see only yes and no, where yes is 1 and no is 0. The target concept, you could see the target concept, which is the classification label of the examples given. The complete table from sky to forecast is your instances. So where sky, air temperature, humidity, wind, water, forecast, all these are your attributes. Your attributes, and you have each row, no, each row is an instance, each row is an instance, or I can say that the training example, each row is an instance, data sample, or I can say the data sample small d, instance or data sample. The final column you could see is the classification label of the instance, we call that c of x. Here xi is first row, x x1, x2, x3, x4. Are you understanding? X1, X2, X3, X4, all are my data samples. So C of X is the respective label for that. I'll just come to that later. Let me see the definition of your what is target, what is concept. In general, a concept is a subset of objects or events defined over a larger set. For example, animals are the subsets of things. You know that here animals are the subset of things and birds are the subset of animals. When the thing is exactly relevant to a subset of a set, so then we can say its target label as 1. In logical, a concept is a Boolean valued function defined over this larger set. Boolean valued function means what? It will give you either 0 or 1, so that based on the instance samples, I can fix its value whether yes or no. For example, it is the process of approximating the Boolean valued function. One second. Yeah, where we are now? Okay. I'm just explaining the concept learning, right? It's a Boolean valued function. So concept learning, it is going to provide you the Boolean value for the set of all instances that what you got in your question. So for example, here, this example is very, very important. The same example we'll be considering. I can say this is in the data set also. The same data set I just consider for executing your finds algorithm, where finds algorithm is the very first algorithm or the laboratory experiment which you have in this semester for machine learning. So here, uh, enjoy water sport is the concept, indicates whether or not Aldo is a person who enjoys his favorite water sport that depends on the following weather conditions. So complete data, whatever you got is your weather condition situation. So enjoy sport. Whether, suppose if the weather of that day belongs to so and so parameters, whether he can enjoy the sport or not is their classified label. If the sky is sunny, air temperature is very warm, and humidity is normal, wind is strong, water is warm, forecast is same, weather forecast is same, so he can able to enjoy its sport. What is this actually, which is a supervised learning, right? See, I have already classified my data. This data I am providing to the system. I am not only giving the situations, not only giving the parameters, how the sky is, how the air temperature is, humidity is, wind, water forecast. If my system is starting from scratch and classifying the labels, it is unsupervised. But actually, I have already classified my labels, whatever the data I am providing to my system to learn, to classify, already which is classified. If any further situations occurs in that hypothetical situation, it is able to classify in a better way so that it already know that what are the situations here, right? If you have any doubt in this point, you can stop me.
No, ma'am.
See, the moment you see that you had a target concept, whether with the zeros and ones, that is called yes or no's. Enjoy sport is the target concept here. You could see that. So if this is already classified, which is supervised algorithm, find us is a supervised learning algorithm. See, these are the training examples for the target concept. Enjoy sport. What are the training examples? Sky, air temperature, humidity, wind, water forecast. All these are my attributes. See, what is hypothesis then? See, hypothesis is what and all the parameters that you have. Suppose you are doing a project, consider the same thing. These and all the parameters I have considered for verifying the performance of the system. I just want to find out the classification label for the new data set which is coming. Here I know that sunny is sky is sunny. What are the possible values for sky? Sunny and then rainy, right? Air temperature is warm and cold. Humidity is only normal and high. Wind is only one value that is called a string. Tomorrow I get a hypothetical situation that the sky value can be cloudy. Do you have any value for cloudy here? No, right? Air temperature can be here warm and cold, could be hot, right? Uh, Humidity can be strong. Normal high is there, can be strong. So some hypothetical situation comes which is assumable tomorrow. For that hypothesis, you have to check whether that hypothesis best suits uh, the instances or not. So that is the student. I mean, one second. So hypothesis here is assuming a particular instance value for the parameter given, for the attribute given. So initially, we just take nothing in the hypothesis, very specific hypothesis, nothing, nothing is going to be acceptable. And later we find which is the best hypothesis that suits the situation. I think calls. Second. Yes. So here, these and all the few representations you have to be familiar with. Representation of our data set, how you're going to represent it. So what is meant by an instance? So instance is represented with a small x, a collection of attributes, sky, air temperature, humidity, etc. So looking at the table, you tell me what and all the instances. So sky is an instance, air temperature instance, humidity, wind, water forecast. All these I call it as an instance are the attributes. Target function. So target function is the enjoy sport. The last column, classified column, you see that, right? So this is called your target function. So which is represented with the C, means classified one. Target function is represented with C. Now the complete entire table, how can I call x comma C of x? Will you agree that x comma C of x, where x is this, xi is any of this. Suppose x1 is sky, x2 is air temperature, humidity. So complete all the columns except the last one. I just call it as xi. C of xi is nothing but your enjoy sport. So C of xi. So that is what your training example. So the complete training example from here, from the very first column to the last column is your training example. You could see that here, training example. In the screen, is it visible over the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever I'm doing. So the training example, the complete data, including your classified label, is called as D. Is called as what? D. So it's a pair of your instance and then the target concept. Understood? Instance is X. Target concept is what? The target label. This is called your target label. So instance and target label is called as a training example. Is this clear? Fine. So then what is a hypothesis? Hypothesis is represented with H, small h. The set of all hypotheses is represented with a big H. The set of all instances is represented with a big X. The target function overall classification label is big C. That is different. Set of all training examples, all this complete table is called complete table except the first row. Except the first row, the remaining all, what you call it as? A big D. Except the first row, the complete table is called as a big D. In that, a single row is a small d. Complete. Are you understanding the terminologies? A complete row is called a small d. The total number of rows are completely called as a big D. The last column is big C of X, target concept. The last column is big C of X. So every column except the last column is small xi. Fine. When your C of xi is 0, a particular C of xi, a particular row is C of xi is the last column, right? It is 0 means what? No. Negative example. So here I have, probably I have, see, I have a positive example or a negative example. How do you know which is the positive example? Whichever the row is having, whichever the row is having the value 1 or s, anything is okay. That is a positive example. Whichever the uh, row is having the target concept that is called enjoy sport value is no, that is your negative example. Either ones represents or yes, that is positive, 0 or no, that represents the negative example. So here in our problem, the first two examples and the last example belongs to the positive example. The third one is your negative example. Okay, as coming to the hypothesis, I have to explain you what is hypothesis. A conjunction of constraints on the attributes. Constraints on the attributes. A constraint can be, here the constraint is a condition where you could see that value can be either a specific value, here the sky value can be sunny, or if I provide the sky value as a question mark, the question mark says that you could see. So here all are specific. In the table, I have given the specific values for every example. Specific means what? I have given the values, right? I have given sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, same. All are specific I have given. Suppose if I give a question mark anywhere, suppose in my hypothesis, generally hypothesis is represented in an angular bracket. I'll explain you that first, then I'll come here. I'll just show you how the hypothesis looks like. You could see that here. How does the hypothesis looks? How many values I have taken here? 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So in my training example, how many columns are there? Except the target concept. Don't take the target concept into the hypothesis. Sky is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many columns are there? 6 columns, right? So these 6 columns are represented with commas. So the first 5 represents sky. The first 5 represents sky. The next one is air temperature.
Are you there, ma'am?
मैम है क्या?
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption, data issues. Again, I have joined with my mobile data. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the screen now? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The problem is I have a full postpaid connection. The thing is here signal itself very weak. The college. Okay. In between, you make a chat if poor connection. Okay. Just where we are actually, I just explaining the hypothesis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So a hypothesis is represented with the help of an angular bracket. You could see that. Initially, we'll be seeing only the very general and very specific hypothesis. Very general means what? So generally, very general is going to be represented with a question mark. You see the first question mark, it represents what chi, right? Very first attribute we have is chi. And then the hyperthesis. So they have 6 columns, excluding our target concept, enjoy sport. So the 6 value, if I represent any of the value as a question mark, means with respect to that position of the question mark, what is the first question mark say? The value of sky. The sky can be anything for the user to go for playing its water sport. Have you understood this point? The sky can be either sunny, rainy, or damp, whatever the value it is, so that person never worry for the sky values. Whatever it is, he will go for playing his sport. Like that, air temperature value is question mark. Remaining things are something different, so that he never worry about the air temperature. So question mark means any value can be acceptable. So every day is a good day for water sport if there is a question mark like this. So question mark in a particular instance position represents, it's very general. It's very general. The most general hypothesis is represented with all question marks of all the respective attributes. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Then what about most specific hypothesis is represented with the 5 value? A little specific is nothing but the values, proper values, sunny, warm. These are all specific. Most specific is the 5 values. So no day is a good day. He will be very particular about it. Most specific. Fine. Now I'll be directly going on to the come to this later after explaining what is finders. If I tell you now, you will not understand how I go from general to higher. This representations definitely will not understand unless you know about familiar about finders algorithm. So today I'll deal with the finders algorithm. Today and tomorrow we'll see. I think on Monday, if I have a class, I'll be working with the lab program. Parallelly, I'll go. I'll teach the concept the previous day. The next day, before that, you just look into my video once again if you didn't understand the class. I'll check out the issues with the MS Teams today. So the very next class will be your lab program explanation. So coming to the finders algorithm. Now you are familiar with what is more specific. Right? Most specific is the most specific. The complete at the hypothesis where all the attributes are highly specific represented with a 5. Now my job is I have to consider only the positive examples. When do you say that example is a positive example? Yeah. Yes.
When the value is 1, ma'am?
Yes. When the target concept value, not the complete example, the last column you see that enjoy sport, no? When the target concept value is 1, that example is called a positive example. 1 or yes. The biggest drawback with finders algorithm is it just considers only the positive examples. It won't consider the negative one. See, while I'm discussing with the checkers problem previous class, I told you that you don't consider that you always learn from your success, right? People will learn always. Most of the times, people will learn. The better learning is you just learn from your lost. That is the biggest asset for you. Like I generally prefer it. See, whenever you lost something, you just come to know that why I lost it. So only because of that, the negative examples will have a biggest impact so that you will not make such move later. So it ignores the negative examples. I don't think so. It will construct the best possible hypothesis at the end. So it will construct the best possible hypothesis by considering only the positive examples. It ignores the negative examples. That is the biggest drawback of finders algorithm. So we are going for candidate elimination algorithm. The next algorithm is both are supervised only. So my job is I have to initialize my hypothesis that is called H, which with the highly specific hypothesis, I will start from highly specific. I will just end up with a specific hypothesis. Highly specific to general. So the movement is like this. In your concept space, if you consider a space of hypothesis means you just imagine that in your atmosphere is a set of all hypotheses, big H, where you have lot of problems, a lot of parameters, everything. Uh, Always there is a movement from general to specific and specific to general. So one of the north pole is specific, south pole is general. When you come to find us, it always moves from specific to general, means from north to south. This pictorial representation I'll give you the next week, means next class. You just think for today's class, when I'm solving Fundus algorithm, my hypothesis will start with highly specific hypothesis, means I'll initialize my H with the phi, completely phi. I will be moving to a little general, means from the most specific hypothesis, I'll start generalizing it. Means initially you consider H as fully phi, right? And when you move down from most specific to specific, and few values will become general. That is called a question mark. Do you agree that?
Ma'am, when you say general attributes,
Yeah.
where you use a question mark, does it mean that the value of it is not, it will not affect the end result that much?
No. Any value is acceptable.
No,
Any value of a particular column can be acceptable. It will not affect.
okay, ma'am. So why don't we just exclude that attribute instead of adding it?
No. You cannot do that. See, you cannot exclude that attribute because there is a correlation between data from one attribute to the other attribute. Data dependency is there. When you get here, you're seeing only 5 rows. You can easily come to a relationship between the data. But actually, when you get 1,000 rows, 10,000 rows, it is very difficult when you avoid an attribute, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot do that. So you will understand that issue once I start explaining what is the limitations of finders. So as long as the training data contains no errors, no error means what? Error means there is a discrepancy in data. One of the value is getting missed, right? No errors, and the hypothesis space contains a hypothesis that is related to the true concept. Ignoring negative samples doesn't lead to any problem. Whenever you don't have a particular value in an attribute, means which is called a question mark, missing data, or sometimes there is nothing over there, empty space, negative examples are not a big problem. But actually, when they have more number of missing values, I mean, if there is a single error, you cannot, ignoring negative samples will lead to a problem actually. Now we don't have any problem like that. We have taken a very small set of data. You see that I haven't missed any data here. All my cells are completely filled. So if I ignore one negative example, that is the third row, not a big deal. Going to the algorithm actually, I'll so that you will understand it later. Just look at. So what is my algorithm steps? I have to start with, if you have a pen and paper, please, from my next class onwards, sit with a pen and paper. I may ask any one of you what is the next step is. So first, as according to the rule of finders, I have to start with the most specific hypothesis. What is my H here? All the values with phi's, right? Now, for each positive example, you could see that I don't consider negative. So I don't consider my third row. For each positive example, what I have to do, I have to, here only you have one job. You need to compare your training example. No, I should not take training example. Training example means including your final column. Each instance xi, that you have to compare that with what? Hypothesis. There is no change in data set, but hypothesis is going to be little general because we are moving from most specific towards specific to general, right? Now I have to compare my hypothesis with my data, the first data, because for you, no, if both are equal, suppose the value here, you see that very first value, what is the hypothesis value? Sky value, no? that I have to compare with only the sky value of my instance. If both are same, then there is no change in the hypothesis. You just remind the hypothesis as such. If they are not equal, at the same time the hypothesis value equal to 5. Now, according to me, what is the situation right now? Else if state. Yes, what is my attribute value? Sunny, which is not equivalent to hypothesis. At the same time, hypothesis value is what? 5. If that is the situation, assign H with example value. What is my hypothesis change now? The hypothesis, you will get Sunny, not 5. Like that, when I am comparing my hypothesis value with my first data set, my hypothesis changes. Suppose both are not equal. Both are not equal. At the same time, hypothesis is not equal to 5. Means in hypothesis, you have something other value. There is a correlation problem with both the data. That time, your hypothesis will result in question mark. You will understand that, no worries. I'll explain you with an example. Now I have to consider only the positive samples. Take the positive sample. What is your first sample? This sample, right? With what I have to compare? I have initialized my H with H with all
Pies.
most specific thing. Checking whether both the data are equal or not. Here I can tell you one more thing. Consistency, data consistency. Consistency is your hypothesis value and your attribute value should be same. Then I can say that it is consistent. Are you listening? Your hypothesis value and your attribute value should be same. Then I say consistent. If both are not same, that is inconsistent. Suppose in one of it, either in hypothesis or in your data, if you see a question mark, that time it is also a consistent. Question mark means what? Any data is valid. Any data is agreed. Comparing two different values is inconsistent. The same values are consistent. One of the values question mark is also consistent. Is that fine? Now, I have an inconsistency because Sunny is not equivalent to 5, warm is not equivalent to 5, normal is not equivalent to 5. So, which is completely inconsistent. When both are not equal, at the same time, hypothesis is 5 according to the algorithm. That is else if. So, what I have to do? I have to replace my hypothesis with the instance values. Priority to this is more with the data. Now my hypothesis changes. You see, initial hypothesis is the most specific hypothesis. Now the hypothesis changed according to my data set. So this is a specific. Here it is most specific. Here now it is specific. Now your resultant hypothesis is this. Any doubt till now?
No, ma'am.
Fine. So now you got, this is your resultant hypothesis. Now I don't need to worry about the previous hypothesis. What is that H naught? Now my H naught is this. Clear? Now I have to go with the second positive example. What is my second positive example? You could see that on the screen. Sunny, warm, high, strong, warm, same. Second positive example in the dataset table, right? Now this is my hypothesis and this is my dataset. This is my data set. See the correlation. Sunny is same, right? So same means do nothing. Keep that as such in your hypothesis. Warm, correct. Warm will come. If both are different, that is your else case in the algorithm. What is else? Both are not equivalent. At the same time, hypothesis value is not equal to 5. Means hypothesis contains some other value. Then make it general. Make it general. Now you see, this is normal, this is high. So I made it as a question mark. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Very simple finders. When you compare a specific value with 5, you will get that specific value. When you compare two different values, then you will get a question mark. When you compare a value with a question mark only will come because question mark has more priority in finders. Because we are going towards general. Fine. Next, strong and strong is there. Strong will come. Warm, 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 same, same, same. No change. So this is my resultant hypothesis. Hypothesis is going, now you see, we have started a hypothesis with most specific, right? Now we have ended with a specific. A little general has come. It means that we are moving from specific to the general region of hypothesis, region, R-E-G-I-O-N. Then coming to the third positive sample, my third positive sample I have written on the screen, sunny, warm, high, strong, cool, change. The hypothesis I have copied as such. I'm comparing with this, sunny, same, warm also will come, and then high and then strong. Because I'm going towards the question mark, when a value with a question mark only will retain. A value with a 5, value only will retain. These things you have to remember. A particular value, suppose sunny, you're comparing sunny with a 5. With sunny only will come, not 5, because I'm moving from 5 to specific. Suppose there is a sunny and question mark. Sunny and question mark, which will come? Question mark only will come in the hypothesis because I'm going in finders, I'm going from specific to general. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So where does the question mark arise here? Warm and cool, right? Strong, strong, strong. Warm and cool changes. Question mark, and then here also there is a change and then question mark. So can I continue further? No, na, because my data set got over. I have only 3 positive examples. I had to continue find still I have data set. There is no positive examples further. So this is the last hypothesis. You say which is my consistent hypothesis? Actually, there is a problem. Why is this is my resultant hypothesis, but I have considered only positive samples. I have considered only the positive samples. So now these are the following questions which arise. Following question that arises with the performance of the finders algorithm, which is very, very important question. I don't know. Generally, they may ask you, what are the limitations of finders? What are performance issues? Why? And eventually, you will not understand until unless you listen next after 2 classes. So if you open and see your prescribed book, you will not understand. And your prescribed book is very, very good. When I started the subject, it nearly has taken 1 month of time to understand each and every algorithm, because each and every line very keenly you have to read out. So if you attend the classes, most of your time will get saved, and you at least minimum 30% at least you will learn. I cannot say that my class is 100% understandable. It is left to you people with how much attention. Okay, coming here, has the learner converged to the true target concept? What does it mean? Target concept. So the algorithm results with a hypothesis, which is the hypothesis got resultant here. The last one, right? This is a resultant hypothesis. It has given me one hypothesis, but I don't know that whether which is very consistent, perfect, consistent hypothesis with the training data. It has no way to determine whether the obtained target concept is correct. Obtained target concept. Target concept is, see, I got a hypothesis here. I don't know that whether this hypothesis is consistent or not, and I don't have any testing measures also in finders. This is proper one. So that is the issue. Why the most specific hypothesis is preferred? Correct, no? Aman has asked me a doubt here. Why we had a question mark, why can't we ignore? See, that is a problem with, I'm considering only specific. Where is the general region? Am I moving from general to specific? See, the region, it is a big space of hypothetical situations. I have to move for every positive example. What I did in finders is why general specific region is not getting shrinked. for every positive for every positive sample that I have considered, my specific region is going towards general. Do you agree this?
Yes, ma'am.
For every positive sample that I have considered in FINDUS, my specific region is shrinking towards general. What about general region shrinking towards I didn't consider negative sample. Then how could I say that which is my consistent space of hypothesis? Correct? That what happens in candidate for every positive sample, specific region shrinks. For every negative sample, general region springs. And whatever the region that you cannot shrink further, that is called your version space. That is called the set of all consistent hypothesis. Hypothesis alla hypothesis. Is that clear? So there is the issue with why the most specific hypothesis is preferred, why not the general? So in there's multiple hypotheses that are consistent with the training examples. FINDUS prefers only the specific. Why not the most general or intermediate? I think you understood this point.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then coming to the third one, what if the training examples are not consistent? Yes, very good thing. See, I had seen only 4 rows of data, right? There is nothing problem in my data. I have given a very clear data. Suppose if I have 4,000 rows of data, what happens if there is a missing value called noise or error? The errors or noise in the training examples are nothing but the missing data. If I have a lot of noises, errors, considering only positive examples will not give me a consistent hypothesis. That is the problem with, again, what? FINDUS. The last one, I'll end up the class by telling you this. What if there are several maximally specific consistent hypotheses? The algorithm can be extended to allow it to backtrack on its choices made regarding how to generalize the hypothesis. Okay, you're considering only specific. Okay, no issues. But am I backtracking? No. Am I giving the confirmation 100% surety that my concerns, whatever the hypothesis which I got is very consistent? No, I could not backtrack and do.
You weren't audible in the last.
Whatever the
Your voice is not audible to me.
hypothesis I just got,
Hello?
I don't have any measures checking whether I got a consistent hypothesis. That is again issue. Clearly go through the issues. Okay.
Ma'am, if you turn
Yes,
off the
yes.
video and continue, I guess the data will be enough to transmit a good audio.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear to me.
Now,
No, the frame is
Hello.
dropping.
Your
Ma'am.
voice is not clear, ma'am.
okay. Is it happened now or from long back?
No, just the last question.
Only the last question, no? Earlier you got to know? Earlier.
Earlier it was okay, ma'am. And the last question it went really bad.
Okay. What now? Can you listen?
Ma'am, if you can turn off your video, I think the data will be enough to transmit a good audio.
Good then. Fine. Wait, 1 second. Now at least can you listen my voice?
Yes, ma'am, it's fine.
If not also okay. Last point I can cover it in the next class. What if there are several maximally specific consistent hypotheses? See, okay, there are several maximally specific consistent hypotheses. You see that in our solution of FINDUS, you got only one hypothesis, right? Finally, got only one hypothesis. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose if you get 1 or 2, there is a dilemma. Actually, you have to get only one hypothesis at the end. Today, Aman is getting one thing and Abhishek, somebody else who is getting some more hypothesis. You are getting several maximally specific consistent hypothesis. See, I have to go towards general, but I'm getting completely specific. Suppose sunny, warm, strong, same, something, fully, all the 6 attributes are, some specific value is there instead of general question mark. Somehow I have to shrink the region, right? Are you understanding this point? Without question marks, however I'm shrinking, I'm getting only specific values.
Yes, ma'am.
That is what maximally specific content only coming. I'm not getting the general one. So in that case, can you backtrack and do? No, there is no backtracking facility, right? So that is the issue. Yes. Can I end it here?
Ma'am, the voice wasn't clear during the backtracking point also. So
it's okay, I'll do that because I'm using my mobile data. I don't know why. Mobile signal is very weak in this lab. I'll just tell that point. I'll just brief it in the next class.
okay.
Okay, I'll stop it here. I'll take my attendance list. Wait, please.